You're listening to the Shoot Your Shot podcast.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Jen.
And we're two boss babes sharing our journey and inspiring you along the way.
And today we are finally back together.
We're back together.
It has been months.
Yeah.
It's been months.
Maybe like 2 months. I don't know.
Yeah. So we put this out every other week.
Twice a month.
Thank you.
We were there.
And yeah, I think we haven't been together in literally at least 2 months.
I know. We've been doing Zooms together or separate episodes just because busy season has been keeping us busy.
Yes.
And it's summer vacation and Jen has kids and so, but here we are.
But we're back and we're so excited because these are so much more meaningful when we are together and we can feel each other's presence and give hugs, and it's so much better. So my kids start school I just got their teachers today, which is exciting. Okay. And they start in about a week and a half, the following Tuesday, and I'm going to be a human again, and I'm going to miss them because this is how parenting works. You want everything you can't have. So I want them to go to school and then they're going to go and I'll be like, oh, I miss them so much.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to get back to a routine. And I think all the moms that I've been speaking with, who own a business or don't, just are ready for a routine because summer is just chaotic. And I mean, it's chaotic in my business too. We're just all over the place. Right. So I'm excited for a routine. But today we are going to talk about a few fun topics. I want to debrief on where life has been right now. Mm-hmm. Megan's going to debrief as well. And then I want to talk about an exciting opportunity that I have in the works, hopefully. And then we are really going to talk about our our client experience after they book with us. So today's topic is really kind of after they sign the contract and place the deposit.
Yeah. From their inquiry and on, how to really win them over, gain their trust, and give them a good experience before your services even happen.
Love that. Yeah. Love that.
Right?
Yeah. So I'll kind of kick us off. As we mentioned, I've just been wild and crazy season, which I love. I thrive off of this season.
You do.
I really am I am in a weird phase because I'm not outgrowing my business by any means, but I'm in a phase where my team is just rocking and rolling the business and I don't need to be there anymore. Mm-hmm. I still do all the pre-work. I do all the contracts. I'm in Honeybook. That's all me still. So I'm slowly becoming the CEO of the business and letting my team, which was the goal, to really execute the events. And I'm loving that phase. I have not fully transitioned out of it. I still do a lot of events. I have a wedding this Sunday that I'm doing by myself. I very easily could have had one of the girls do it, but those for me are just ones that I'm going to continue to keep. But I don't thrive off of being behind the bar anymore. I thrive off of getting the contracts out and getting those deposit and hearing Honeybook go cha-ching and, doing all the nitty gritty of the marketing. And I need to focus more on that and then put my weekends back to my family. So that was the goal. We're 3 years in, we're there. I just still don't have my full CEO hat on, but I'm excited to see what this winter brings into next season, knowing that I hopefully am going to be fully out of behind the bar next season.
Wow. Yeah, really?
That's my goal, I think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. But I'm really excited to see where that goes. And I think I need to get in the headspace of knowing that next season my girls are going to work it. And I'm not even going to be, I'm going to be a fly on the wall. Not there, but
just the driver.
I'm going to be the driver. Yeah. I still like that. I still like seeing the guys' reactions when I show up in a F-150 with a horse trailer and they're like, what are you doing?
You back it up to this one specific spot that's this big and you have to squeeze in.
Oh my God. And I just love when I nail it on the first try. It's the best feeling ever. But debrief your season so far.
Yeah. Just been busy with weddings and shoots, some last minute bookings and things like that, which is awesome for engagement sessions and moving things around. But really have been more on my computer and in that era of editing and getting everybody booked because I've been getting a lot of inquiries lately for 2025, some for 2026 already as well. So working on that. But June is one of the biggest months for me. This always happens is I have a big month for June and then those other 2 summer months, July and August, are a fizzle out and then it picks right back up again. And so my editing queue is starting to calm down. I'm working on 2 wedding videos. sister-in-laws, which is super cute.
Stop.
Yeah, so working on that at the moment, that's like what's at the forefront, and then a couple sessions and 1 or 2 photo weddings that are coming out in like the end of September. So I have quite a bit of time to like take a deep breath, and I don't have anything due until the end of September, which is great. Except just finishing off that queue before I start shooting in September. And so that's right around the corner. I have a wedding tomorrow, photo and video at the Interlaken Inn. So I have a team coming with me. 3 people are coming with me to help me shoot that. And engagement session on Sunday if it doesn't rain. I'm also dog sitting this week, cat sitting next week, and then dog sitting again the following weekend. And September is just go, go, go. We're going to be away for Labor Day weekend, so first weekend of September, which is nice.
Yeah.
But as soon as we're back, I mean, Labor Day is Tuesday, I think the 2nd, right? And then I have an elopement on the 3rd, session on the 4th, and then like sessions on that weekend and weddings. And I literally just yesterday, one of my 2025 couples reached out to me and they were like, hey, we might need to push our date earlier. Is there any possibility you can squeeze us in for October? And I had literally, out of all the Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays of the month, I literally had 1 day left. It was a Sunday, and that was the date that they were already thinking of. And I was like, this is meant to be.
That is so meant to be.
And so now October has been fully booked, like in my mindset. We've talked about this, how like people have different definitions of what their fully booked is and what they're capable of taking on. But I am quite literally fully booked, like to what the month can handle. And so that's a crazy feeling and very scary and overwhelming because I'm nervous that I can't keep up. But it is what it is. And everybody that has been working with me this year, they're just the most incredible people ever. And I had this one couple reach out a while ago for this coming September, and they ended up booking. But I told them, hey, like, I'm free on that date, but I don't think I can get everything back to you in my typical turnaround time. Like, is that okay with you? Like, if your September wedding doesn't get back to you until like New Year's, which is a while for me, but kind of like normal in the industry. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, no, like we trust you and your art, and we want like the best results possible. And if that means it's going to be a longer time, then that's okay. And that's kind of been the vibe that everybody's been giving me. And so I'm like, even though it's going to be a busy year, like I feel like everybody's going to give me really great grace with that, and everything will work out. So that's my update.
I absolutely love that. And I feel like I have just seen like a change in your like work presence, I think is the word I'm going to like use, because I feel like 2 seasons ago you would have just said yes and you would have overworked yourself.
Yeah.
And you would have tried to get their photos back in time and probably not been as happy with the results.
Yeah.
Because you would have rushed it. But now, after your experience of those probably 2 crazy seasons,
mm-hmm.
you know now that if you present it to them in the right way, the outcome's going to be so much better.
Yeah, I've learned
and
that a rush job.
I love that. Yeah. And I love that you understand that. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've realized that for myself too. Like there's been some weekends where I probably could, because we have those like satellite bars now too.
Yeah.
So I probably could have proposed the opportunity of doing the satellite bar, but I already have 2 weddings going on that day. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to overwork myself. Like that is my fully booked. Whereas like we talk about this all the time, like everyone's fully booked is something different. Mm-hmm. Whereas like right now in this season, having 2 trailers out is my fully booked.
Yeah.
So like, I just love that we have realized that.
Yeah.
You know,
and even the sister-in-laws that I was talking about, I was shooting those weddings with Jess. So I don't really know the story because I thought I knew it. And then Jess was telling me something else. And I was like, I don't even remember how this happened because it was like over a year ago when they ended up booking, but I did a proposal for Nico and Julia. I shot their proposal and then did their engagement pictures. They booked me for their wedding and then got an inquiry from someone named Rachel. And she was like, oh, I found you through Jess and yada, yada, yada. Can you be my videographer? And I'm like, yeah, amazing. Sounds great. And then we find out that they are going to be sister-in-laws. Julia's brother is marrying Rachel. And so I'm like, well, Jess has to be my second shooter so that we can all hang out and do it again. We can just do it again. And through the process of working on Nico and Julia's wedding and the other photo video weddings that I've had, It's interesting because there's some weddings where I'm kind of overbooking myself with doing 2 services as one person. That's a lot on my shoulders when I don't have a partner in it with me, because usually the people that offer both services, they are teams of people, or that do like all the editing, and like, you know, it's not just a team of people shooting, it's like a team of people running the business, whether it's like a husband and wife or just like a group of people or whatever. But it's a lot for me as one person to charge all the batteries and make sure that I have everything I need, bring it there, put everything in the car, and shoot all of that stuff, like to be able to capture people coming down the aisle in photo and video, and like it's all on me. And yeah, I have other shooters and they're amazing and I trust them, but it's like if their shot isn't good, like that's my fault, it's not their fault. Yeah. So anyway, I had this kind of like realization, like you were talking about with the satellite bar. I think I might stop offering to do both.
Yeah,
just because I feel like the video that I've captured for Rachel and that I'm working on is already so much better than what I was able to capture for Julia, because I was focused on photography.
Yeah.
I wasn't as focused on video, and I like don't want anything that I'm giving to lack in any area. I want everybody to get everything like the best that I can do. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like if then I'd focus on video, feeling now that like, oh, you know, I didn't like their stuff as much, I'll do more video. That means that my photos are going to slack. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, ugh. So yeah, I don't know. That's like something that I'm figuring out right now.
Yeah,
I'm
but
trying
this
to learn.
is your first season of offering both
I
combined,
know.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to learn things from it. You're going to learn different scenarios that work, that don't work, that, you know, and we all learn that in our business. And I think you have to unfortunately go through the rocky season to realize, and not saying her wedding video is not going to be amazing,
and it's not bad or anything.
But
it's just
to you,
I know,
to you, which she would probably never notice,
right?
But to you, you probably were like, I could have done this angle, I could have gotten that, I could have got, you know, but
yeah,
like,
I wish I was there for this, but I was somewhere else doing that.
Yeah. And I totally understand that, and I think you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I know you will, because that's just how our brains run.
Yeah.
And you
get better.
Yeah, you get better and better.
So,
but I love that you are realizing that. You know what I mean? You're not going through another season like next year.
Yeah.
Of being like, and if you do, maybe you'll find someone else to do the video side, even though you're going to like edit it at the end. And again, it might not still capture what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But I think you'll also know, like, I don't know if you do a shot list for video too, but like you'll know what like, you know what I mean, angles to tell your second shooter who's doing video or something, you know. I just think it all comes in learning.
Yeah.
And unfortunately we have to learn from our mistakes, and I'm a firm believer in, even like back in my corporate world, I like, one of my bosses would always say, like, I don't even know the words I'm going to use, but something along the lines of like, you make a mistake once, learn from it. If you make it twice, then like we have to have a conversation. But like, that's like how I feel. Like, I feel like you have to learn from your mistakes, because if you're not making them, you're not going to grow in your business.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't try video and photo, you would never know if it works or doesn't work. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
I mean, it's not bad. It's like, it's not like I'm not happy with the work, but I like, it's like not quite, you know, I just feel like I can do more. But speaking of growth, tell us about the event that you have kind of over in your head.
So I was telling Megan about this, and I wanted to kind of like put it out in the universe. I love public speaking. I haven't really done it lately. I did it, I want to say like last winter was my last one. And I did it in front of a group of 200 women who were all in business or business owners. And I just like walked out of that space just feeling so grateful. And I've been reaching out to a lot of people asking if there's any like upcoming workshops, or not so much a training, I don't want to call it a training, but some type of like seminar or conference or something where women in business all get together and you just like inspire each other and light each other up. And there was one that was called She Who Wins. And it was a woman, Renee, who she's now written a few books, I think. She had it at Foxwoods, the casino.
Oh, cool.
And I think there was like 300 people there.
Wow.
And it was a full day workshop. And like the VIP day was before. You could, there was like different breakout rooms. And I went to it and it was amazing. Like, I walked out of that room like, I am ready to crush my business right now. And there's nothing like that locally here. there is like there you could travel to like Florida and Arizona and you know all these different places, but for me I have a family, like I'm not traveling anywhere.
Yeah.
But I was talking to one of my entrepreneur friends, and I was like, do you know any, because she travels for them a lot, and I was like, do you know any area like that are, you know, hosting any this winter? Like I would love to do one in my off season. And it's a financial commitment. They're usually anywhere from like $300 for like the day or up to like $1,000.
Well, they pay for like your food and things like that
exactly.
too, right? Yeah.
Yep. You could stay overnight if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Because they usually start early. And we were just like chit chatting, and she's like, there's really nothing like that here. And anytime I hear that, I'm like, like, I don't want to say cha-ching. That's not the word I'm looking for. But a bell goes off that I'm like,
yeah,
like the big event. There was no event locally that got vendors together where they could showcase their services in a fun and unique way. The mobile bar scene, like that was nothing when I first started. There was like, I think 1 or 2 in the area, and it was such a demand for people.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm a firm believer of like, if I need this, other people need it too.
I'd go.
Yeah. And it's just like, and we were voice messaging back and forth, and I could just hear her excitement, because I would love for her to do it with me. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she really wants to do it with me, but I could hear her excitement in it. And she's like, I just love being in a room. If you're going to pay $500 to go somewhere, you're looking to work on yourself. So those are the women I want to be around. Those are the ones who light me up and remind me that I'm not alone, and remind me that we are all in this together. Even though I'm a solo entrepreneur, we are all doing the same shit, different day, different experiences. But at the end of the day, like we're all doing the same thing.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's like a light bulb that went off, and I'm like, how quickly can I plan something? Because I would love to do it during this off season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm like, where is like a cool venue? Like all the things are coming up.
Okay.
But basically what it would be is, and again, this is like very early stages. So I'm excited to like listen to this episode in like a few months from now when hopefully it's planned. But like my idea is like you come in, you have like a continental or some type of breakfast. You go into like keynote speakers for a few hours, and then you go into breakout rooms, and you can pick what breakout room you want to go to. Like, do you want to go to someone who is spiritual? Do you want to go to someone who is, you know, whatever? Like we would have a few different breakouts. You come back, have lunch, and then you like network with the women that are there, and in a unique way. Like I'd have to figure out all the logistics, but I feel like that's an opportunity to talk to other women in business entrepreneurs.
100%.
And not even saying it's someone who is going to be a potential bride for you, but someone who's going to be your business bestie, and someone who you can leave that room being like, I just had a serious connection with this person, and I can't wait to like chat with them more kind of vibes. Yeah. So I don't know.
I'm loving this.
Beginning stages, but I know there's a demand for it, and I know there's nothing like this in the area that I have found. So if I'm not finding it easily, obviously other people aren't either. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I like that a lot, because we have networking events in the area, business socialistas and the NEEP events now as well and things like that. But I've never really had a desire to go, just because they're networking events, period. Like there's not much else there. Like I want to leave an event feeling like I've learned something or that I've accomplished something, and not just made a friend, because that's great. Like, you know, that's fantastic. That's how we met, was from like a networking event. Content Day is also kind of like a networking event. But same kind of thing that I'm trying to get at with like a content day. I'm going home with photos. Like I'm going home with something that I can use and better my business with. But a networking event is just making friends. Like I want to go home with something more. Not that that's not enough, because it definitely could be, especially if you're new to an area or something like that. But for me and my business, like this is a really populated area. It's not hard to make friends on the internet. And so that sounds really cool. Is to be able to like go to different sessions and learn something or go home with something, like, more than,
you know me, I'm a very big motivational podcaster. So like I love when someone is like yelling in my ear like, you got this. And when it's live, it's so much different, because
I've never done that.
You're hearing someone, and you're hearing their highs and lows of their business, and they are 3 steps ahead of you in your business. Like if I did get speakers, they're going to be seasoned entrepreneurs, but they're going to be ones that started from nothing. Like I'm going to carefully curate like who I have at this, and they're going to be ones who started like us. And I'm just like a firm believer of hearing other people's stories and getting inspired by that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. I don't know anything about it yet, but We'll see.
But
where
you
that
have the
goes.
idea and
I
you're
have
passionate.
the idea, and I'm very passionate about it. And I feel
I'm
like
feeling
I
it.
need another project. Because you know me, slow season's coming, and I'm getting that like urge of like,
Yeah.
okay, what's next? What's next? What's
Yeah.
next? So
Yeah. Another question for you. I
Yeah.
remember you were talking about doing like a mocktail brand or something, like canned to buy.
yeah.
Are you still working on that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Nope. That was another one of my ideas.
Okay. I still
But
love that idea.
I know, but
No?
there's just it's such like a niche market. Not a niche market. I don't know. I just don't know if I want to be an item yet.
Okay.
Like I love I do want something down the road where it's going to sell itself. That's definitely something. And I feel like I'm going more towards the virtual side of business too, with like digital marketing and stuff like that.
Your consultations.
Yeah. Or even like just like digital products where like I'm just using an example. I don't think this is what I'm gonna do, but like here's a book on how to start a mobile bar.
Yeah.
You can buy it for
Right.
$18, like whatever. Like or even like a Canva document that I could sell for $8. And it's that like, what's the word I'm looking, passive income.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think I want to like focus more on that than an actual product. I don't know. I get like weird because I always wanted a venue. Like there was like a day where I wanted like a farmhouse that I would turn into a venue.
I've had that idea as well.
Yeah, I think we
that's
all
like a
have.
Cool dream.
Yes. But I just don't think I logistically could handle like the health department and like that side of having to deal with unforeseen things. Like I like being in control of what I can control.
Yeah.
Whereas digital marketing, like I can control what I put out there.
Right.
I can control. Whereas like if I'm creating a canned mocktail or a mixer for something, like I have to go through a distributor. I have to
You have
like
to keep making it.
yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just not
All right.
passionate about it yet.
All right.
So who knows?
Just remembered. I
know.
That just like came to my mind. I was like, I remember we talked about this one time. I wonder
I
if,
remember
you know?
I actually called Liz with Lucky Share because we were like brainstorming on things. I was like, so I have this really cool idea. Bah, 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 bah. And like my spiral brain just like went crazy. But I think that's how us entrepreneurs are. Like we get these ideas in our head and we like have to talk it out with other people.
Yeah.
Because we have this idea. And
Literally.
then it's like, wait, is this realistic?
Yeah. We'll chat about something when we're
Okay,
done shooting because
okay.
I did the same thing with another friend of mine who's out of state and she like doesn't know a lot about like she does branding, so she like she's not like in this space as much. And so I was like trying to explain it to her and like she got it, like, you know, but I didn't want to ask your opinion too. So but we'll chat about it later.
Side note. Anyway, that was my deep dive of that. I'm excited. Hopefully
Cool, very
something
cool.
comes out of that because I just think it would be, I love helping other people. And I think that's a source that I can use my expertise and my experience to help other people. So
Yeah. And you're so good at like giving people a good time. Like I can picture
there
you
will
like
definitely be drinks involved.
yeah, you know, like that would just I'm just picturing it and just the way that you talked it through, like I could see it all in my head because I've been to conferences before, but not for like business or anything. So like I get the gist of like the keynote and then going to your session and then coming back and you know.
And I have such the
Having
corporate
cocktails.
background of planning meetings.
Yeah.
So like this is going to come naturally to me.
Oh, yeah.
Where I could be like, okay, I want this breakout for this amount of time. And then not that I think I want to do it in a hotel. I don't, but logistically, like that would be an easy, you know, way because there's different meeting rooms. Like, all right, you go to breakout room A, B, C, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find a cool venue though. But I'm excited.
Yeah. There are some wedding venues that have
I know that
different
have
spaces.
rooms. Yeah.
Like Les
yeah.
Chateau.
Oh, all right.
Have you
We'll
been
have to
there?
chat. No, we'll have to chat more.
That's good.
Okay. Where is that?
South Salem, like 20 minutes past Ridgefield.
Oh, okay.
Actually, like 5 minutes past Ridgefield.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. Stay tuned. All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, let's dive into our topic of the day because my brain spirals 24/7.
Yeah, but the main topic here we are now.
Yes.
20 minutes in.
Oh,
25
that's
minutes
it.
in.
All right. We're good. We're not too.
We're halfway through.
Yeah. Okay. So today we want to talk about like not only the client experience, like with the inquiry with us, but also like kind of the follow through leading up until the execution of the event.
Yeah.
And we have two totally different services. So whatever business you have, hopefully one of our like experiences can resonate with you. Do you want me to kick it off?
Sure.
Okay. So how mine works is you fill out my form on my website. There's a get a quote, and it has a lot of questions on it. So it has like date of event, what type of event, time of event, how many people, just the basics of what your event is so that I can get a better idea to give you a full quote and a proposal. Once they get that, it goes through my HoneyBook system and they get an automated message that says like, my tagline is actually, you have great taste, like my
That's
subject.
Cute.
And
That's
thanks
so cute.
ChatGPT. And it just basically says like, thank you for considering the vintage horse for your upcoming event. We'll get back to you within 24 hours with a response. And I also added some examples of cocktails that we provide. Like here's just to get the client excited.
Yeah.
And here are some like awesome cocktails that you know, would get to choose from. And it has like a picture of them. And then within 24 hours, I usually get back to them with a quote because I have all their information at that point. I know the date, I know how many people, I know the location, and I know how many hours our services are needed. So I'll know that I need 2 bartenders. I'll know that I need 3 bartenders. So I can give them basically a full estimate of what they're looking to have. I don't think you do this. This is where we probably really differ. I actually send them a contract at that point too. So I just, because I'm a vendor that is, you either need a mobile bar or you don't. Like and if you're shopping around, that's fine. But I would rather give you all the information right in front of you so that you don't have to do 10 different steps. You don't have to say, yes, we want to move forward. Please send me a contract. You already have the contract at that point.
Right.
So I've learned that in the past few months and with the help of my coach who has really been like helping with different avenues. So I send the proposal, I send the contract, and they can pay the deposit right there too. I've literally had clients pay a deposit and a contract within 24
Isn't
hours.
that the best?
The freaking
I just
best.
have one more step to you, but we're pretty much the same so
there.
far. Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you say yours and then I'll
We'll
come
keep
back.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my inquiry is about the same. My form that people fill out is name, number of estimated hours, and what they're looking for, photo, video, and then like a little tell me more section where they can say like, oh, I found you from so-and-so, or like, oh, I'm really excited about this from my wedding. Like whatever they want to tell me, I like just give them an open floor to tell me whatever they want. But I really need to know more about their timeline to be able to figure out what is really needed. So like for you with the hours, like you're able to find out if you need a second bartender and things like that just based off of that. But I schedule a call with them and then I send them the proposal. And then on the phone call, that's when I ask them like all the questions. I know a lot of photographers send a questionnaire and things like that right at the jump, but at that point I feel like if I'm trying to picture like if I was in their shoes, I'd be really annoyed with having like if I reached out to 10 photographers and I had to fill out the same questionnaire 10 times, I'd be really exhausted. And so I just ask them all those questions that would be in a questionnaire on the phone because I also want to hear the tone of their voice. I want to see, like I do a video chat sometimes. I want to see if they're looking at each other and what their expressions are to each other and how they're interacting and if they have a dog in the background. And, you know, like I want to be able to really connect with them because my job is really like emotionally tied to them. And I like that closeness and I want to build that trust and communicate and things like that. And so I sit down with them on the phone and I make their timeline right then and there. Even though it's like a year apart or a year away from what their wedding could be, I'm like, hey, so are you doing a first look? What time is your ceremony? What time is your dinner time? Okay, well, based off of those 3 things, I can make your entire timeline for the day and we just do it right there. And then if they say, yeah, this sounds fantastic, and the more we talk about it, more often than not, people will say, well, when you come, or like when you're there, and things like that, rather than like, oh, I'm reaching out to other people, so blah, blah, blah. Like I can kind of tell at the end of the phone call that they're going to book. And if they don't, then they don't, and that's fine. But I can kind of tell, like on the phone call, like if they're really motivated and if they will or not. And I'm like, okay, great. Well, I have all the information I need. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I'm going to write all this up to you and get it off. And I send them the invoice, contract, everything that they need. And yeah, sometimes I get right then and there. Yep. I once had this girl send me a tip with the deposit already. I was like, what? So like,
so cute.
I like, that's just the best thing ever is when it just like is immediate. Like they book
connection
that day or the day after. And And sometimes people are a week or two after, and that's cool too. But it just, it's like instant gratification where I'm like, wow, I did a good job. I did that.
I did that.
I
love that. Yeah. No, 100%. And I think that's something that I lack a little bit is I do try to call them if the lead comes in and I, am available to call. And I think once my kids are back at school, I'll be able to do this more often. But I think building that connection where it's not just an email and it's not just a proposal makes 1,000 times different. But I have also realized that people are really busy, especially in my industry. They either enjoy my website, enjoy my social media, they see my drinks. Not saying I don't think this at all. All mobile bars are not the same. We are actually all very, very different. Same with photographers. Like, yes, everyone can take a picture. Yes, everyone can make a drink, but there's so much more that goes into both of those.
Yeah.
So I do think having the conversation on the phone, you build that relationship so much more. Unfortunately, it's just very hard for me because my kids are in the background screaming and I'm not going to call a client and be like, hey, so excited for your vet. And my kid is like screaming behind me.
Yeah,
like,
it's also so hard to schedule all of them. Like I had a day last week where I had 5 calls scheduled that were like literally back to back to back, like one at 1, one at 12, one at 3, just like, and it was exhausting. But it's like, for me, like I need to know like their timeline, and there's a lot of things that they can't just like answer in an email.
Yeah.
Like we have to like really talk things through
Yeah.
with my job.
And you have to
Unfortunately,
get both of them, or like hopeful to get both of them.
Yeah. Because sometimes there's things where like they can't answer it by themselves.
Yeah.
Like if I'll get just the groom or just like one of them, like sometimes there's things that they need to, confirm with each other to be like, yeah, that's right. And, or like, yeah, I do want to do that, because you don't want to assume and answer something for your partner on the phone with your vendor and not be sure about, so it's really hard. But maybe you could do like what's the word? Like my bookkeeper does this when she does my reports. Sometimes she'll just send me the report, but if there's something that she needs to explain, she'll like record like from her computer, just like her talking through and explaining it to me. And then she just sends that off so that she doesn't have to schedule a call with me, fit in time for the both of us. She just like records a video of her explaining it, like personalized to me, and just emails me that.
Oh my
So
God.
that could be an
I
idea.
love that, because I feel like then, and that's such a like
Personal.
Yeah. And it could be, and I'm just thinking out loud now that you have my brain flowing. It doesn't have to be like personal to them. It can almost be a video like, thank you for considering the vintage horse, just in general.
If there's something specific that you need to add for a certain client, then you can do it for them. But you could record 3.
Like this is what we offer. Yeah. Like a wedding, a backyard. Yeah. Oh my God. I love that.
Yeah. In place of a phone call. 'Cause then they get to see your face. Yeah.
Love that.
But you don't have to schedule the time for it.
A voice text is just so much more personal than an email, because you can hear someone's voice, you can hear their tone, you can hear their excitement. Right? Oh, I love that. That's exciting.
I need that. Like when I'm talking to a couple, like you don't know what the vibe is going to be like with them. And sometimes I'll get inquiries from people and then get on the phone, and like the impression that they gave me from their inquiry, like I thought they'd be really excited and then they're not.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. They give me nothing but the bare minimum of details, like hours, 6. Tell me more. NA. And then we get on the phone and they're like, yeah, I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Like, you didn't seem this way in your inquiry, but I'm loving it. And so like, I need that phone call to like really catch the vibe.
Yeah.
Because I also don't want to turn people away, but like I kind of like I'm in a space where I kind of have to, and like I like if it's not a great fit for me, like I want to be able to recommend somebody else, and I won't know that until I meet them, I think. Yeah. So
yours is so personal.
It is.
You're with that couple all day. Like you have to click. It's like your wedding planner.
Yeah.
Like if you do not vibe with your wedding planner, it is not going to be a good day for either of you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love that. Okay. So then the next phase that I go into is
they've booked next.
They're booked. Contract signed. Deposit is there. So now it's the planning phase. So what I do is I countersign the contract, and I send them like just a quick email, like, thank you so much. So excited to work with you. I typically say I will be in touch closer to your event date, and my menus are seasonal. So like for an example, wedding, it's usually a year out, if not 6 months out. So our menu for that season probably isn't live yet. So I'll tell them as soon as I get let's just say our fall cocktail menu live, I'll be sure to send it over. But if you have any questions in the meantime, like please don't hesitate to reach out. Mm-hmm. And then I usually reach out probably 2 months prior.
Okay, same.
Send them their menu to choose from. Once they choose, they get 2 specialty drinks from that menu, or they can tell me something different. And then I send them a shopping list for all of their alcohol for the event. So that's where we're getting into like the how many hours, and this is usually done all via email. Most couples will ask to set up a call, which I do enjoy because there's more questions that we can ask. Earlier this season, we had some challenges with certain weddings with items I just like didn't experience prior. Like, for example, water on the tables. I've always had caterers at weddings who usually manage the water on the table. But I had one wedding that was all food trucks. So there was really no one manning the tables. So there was no water on the tables. So all the guests were coming just to my water station, which thankfully we had enough, but you have to have water on the tables at a wedding. Like, they're dancing, they're drinking, they're carrying on. They don't want to come all the way back.
They're drinking.
They're drinking. Exactly.
You need a lot of water.
So you need to have something. So that's like a question that I now ask. And with my mobile bar coach, she has instilled in us that we should have a questionnaire that we have that says, are you having a champagne toast? Is the ceremony, like, I'm just using example of ideas. Is the ceremony near where the bar is? Because we get there usually an hour and a half to 2 hours prior, but we're still setting up until cocktail hour. So if the ceremony is right in front of us, like we're putting ice in the coolers, like we're making noises. So I need to know if I need to be there earlier to not interrupt the ceremony so that we can be ready for cocktail hour.
So many logistics.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So many logistics.
And back to your point of like not understanding how photo and video was going to work during this season for you. Like, this is my busiest wedding season, and I'm learning all these different techniques that are going to work that I didn't know last year, but I did weddings last year. So it's like you learn something new every single season. Yeah. So we have either a call or, an email with like a checklist. And then 1 week prior, their final payment is due. That's when we ask like final counts, confirming the location of the event, because one of my biggest fears is showing up to the wrong like location. Even driving there, I've had like anxiety before.
Really?
I'll tell you one really quick horror story. So the customer provides alcohol for us at all of our events. We give it back to them at the end. We did a wedding on the 4th of July this year, and I'm driving there with one of my bartenders. It was at Smith Gardens, and liquor stores were closed on 4th of July. So I was having this like weird panic attack that the customer didn't buy the alcohol and just had like a weird, I don't know, they just, miscommunication, but I sent them a shopping list. I sent them like on the way to Smith Gardens, I'm like rereading my phone, like making sure I sent them the shopping list. I told them what to order, right? Like all these things. We get to the venue, and I swear I have like a sixth sense. I'm like convinced I have a sixth sense. They only bought the alcohol for the 2 specialty drinks. So there was only, and it was like a strawberry flavored vodka and I think a bourbon or something. A strawberry flavored vodka and a bourbon. So like there was no wine, no beer, no tequila, no nothing.
How did you know that?
I don't know.
What did you do?
Thankfully, and Smith Gardens is just amazing. They're just the nicest venue couple people ever. Yeah. And so I'm like, one of the owners, his name is Travis. So I'm like in full panic mode. Yeah. And I mean, the wedding is starting in literally an hour and a half. And I'm like, oh my God. I called like 6 different liquor stores. All of them were closed. One was open. And I ended up driving there, but I drove to the wrong one first.
Oh no.
Thankfully, it was only like 11 minutes out of my way, but anyway, still. Thankfully, there was 2 of us. My other girl bartender was like getting everything ready, but we also had the champagne wall. She didn't have the champagne. No, maybe she did have the champagne for that though. But anyway, I went in like full panic mode, and thankfully one place was open. And also there was I forgot the mint for the event, and one of their specialty drinks had mint in it. And next to the liquor store was a grocery store. Oh. So I run in, I'm like, please have mint, please have mint. They're like, we don't have any. I'm really sorry. She goes, but actually we have a mint plant outside. She let me pick the mint from
Shut
her
up.
freaking garden. I'm like, this could not be any fresher, and this could not be any more perfect because literally, like, my menu says
Handpicked
mint.
10 minutes before the wedding.
You could not have gotten any fresher ingredients, but
wow.
yeah. So anyway, that was that.
I'm so
story.
sorry that happened. What did you do after? Because if the couple's supposed to buy all the alcohol, so you're not supposed to front that expense. So what did you do?
So the mom ended up giving me her card, and I used it. But
you took it with you, like $2.
Yes,
okay.
yeah. But the craziest part of all of this is
wow. How did you know? That's crazy.
I don't know. Number one, I really don't. And I said to my bartender driving, and I was like, what if they didn't buy the alcohol? And she's like, why wouldn't they buy it? Why wouldn't they have it? And she's going in like panic mode with me. I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's all going to be fine. And anyway, but the couple the parents were so nice. And the dad was like, I told them that they needed more alcohol and they didn't want to listen to me. And then later in the day, the dad comes up to me like at the wedding, and he was like, I just have to say, this is going to be I told you so forever. They were a really, really nice crowd, but we would have never been able to pull off the wedding with what they provided to us. Yeah. But those are, again, the behind the scenes that nobody talks about, and nobody
needs to know.
Nobody needs to know.
Except you guys.
Yeah. Except the Sugar Shop podcast. Okay. So I spiraled there a little bit, but just to like finish. Yeah. So after the kind of like consultation, questionnaire, final details, then the final payment goes through. And then I usually send an email 2 days before, just again, reconfirming this is the address, this is the start time, this is the time that we're going to be arriving, and like excited to see you, whatever. Yeah. Just confirming that like I'm showing up to the right place, I'm showing up at the right time, all the things. So that's my process. Yours is probably different.
Not crazy. So I do a phone call with the inquiry going over their timeline and stuff. Done. Great. Got that done. Then when they book, I, like you, don't really do much with them until the event is coming up. So 2 months before the wedding, I'll reach out and be like, hey, we're due for a last call to go over your timeline and any details now that we're much closer and you have all the information kind of figured out already. And we'll do a call like a month out. My final payment is due 1 month before the wedding. And so the reason why I do the call like 2 months out or a month and a half is so that we can get that done before their payments due, in case they need to scale back in hours or add more hours. Then I can update their invoice before it's actually due. If there's a coordinator at the wedding, I love them to come. Just had one with Devin and a bride that we're working with at Waveney. And yeah, it's just so much better when the coordinator is there because they're able to answer some questions that maybe the couple doesn't know, because that's the reason you book a coordinator, is that you don't have to be in the know about so many things. And it's nice to like hear from them and for them to hear the conversation I'm having with the couple too, so that they know how I'm going to operate and they know like what times I'm planning on doing family photos and things like that, because coordinator might not know how. Well, if you've never worked with them before, they won't know how long and how you operate your business, because every photographer is different. Some photographers will take an hour for family photos and some won't take that long. And so even though they can put in the timeline, oh, photo arrives at this time and they leave at this time, my timeline is like more specific with like first look with dad, for like those things might not be in the coordinator's timeline, or the timing might be off from what I would put. So I do a call with them to go over that kind of stuff after they've talked to their DJ and their officiant and they're like more in the know on things, and we have like a specific time for when toasts will be and whatnot. Then we have their wedding, and then after the wedding, depending on the package that people are booking me with, I also mail them a USB, and so I'll do their photos, editing, get that off digitally, but then I'll also physically mail them a USB copy of their photos. And at that time in the USB, I have like a little thank you note that's like, thank you for booking, blah, blah, blah. If you have questions about your gallery, let me know. Like, here's the link for this and the link for this and the link for this. And if you could leave me a review, blah, blah, blah. But I have a feeling people probably don't open their USB right away because they have everything online. Mm-hmm. And I always forget. I never ask them for a review. I'm so bad about it. I know that you're really good at this and I need to get better at it. I always I never ask them for a review. The only place I ask them for it is like in the USB, and I bet they don't open it. So I need to work on that.
Yes, add to checklist.
I need to add that to my checklist. But I did a giveaway for my 3rd anniversary, and you know how people are like, oh, comment to enter. 2 comments is double entry, you know. I had comment your date of your wedding or your session that you had with me to enter, and for a bonus entry, write a review in the comments. And so now I have a post on my Instagram filled with like 40 reviews. And so I'm gonna one by one DM or email all these people and be like, hey, your review was amazing on my Instagram. I appreciate it so much. Can you please put it on Google?
Yeah, that's where it needs to be. Yes.
Yeah. But I kind of, and this is, I kind of slayed on that, I think. Cause
good.
Right? Like, people are searching for you on Instagram. You do most of your business marketing and everything on Instagram, but nobody leaves reviews on your social media except like Facebook. But if people look for it,
the reason that it's so important on Google is that's how they're searching for you.
It is. It is. And it's like linked to your website and everything. But I don't know. I thought that was like kind of nice, because when people do put reviews on their Instagram, it's like screenshots of text messages or things like that with like names blurred and whatnot, and like those could not be those might not be real all the time.
So was it a comment on that post?
Yeah, I was like, comment your wedding date to enter, and for a bonus entry to enter the giveaway twice, write a testimonial. And so I have like 30 or 40 reviews from past couples.
No, that's awesome.
On my Instagram, and people can like go to their page and be like, that's a real person. Yeah.
Yes. Anywhere you can get a testimonial is amazing.
I thought that was a good idea.
Yes. Note.
Anyway, I thought that was cool.
Google is where they need to be, only because we were just talking about this in my coaching program, and one of the other mobile bars was like, anytime I get a Google review, I get inquiries at the same time, because what Google does is it sees that your business is still active, because anyone can be on Google. Like there could be businesses from 20 years ago that are still on Google, but they're no longer in business.
Right.
And so Google sees that you're active, people are talking about you, they're going to bump you up. So your search gets higher in that sense. So that's where she was saying, like, anytime she gets a review, she absolutely gets leads that week. So it's interesting to see, like,
that's really cool that's like, she can like directly link that to that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how SEO works. So
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I like haven't just, I just like never ask.
I know.
I just always forget to ask.
Like I do ask usually, and sometimes this happens a month later, that I'm like, hey, like I'm finally getting around to a thank you, and I need to get better about this. And when I first started, I would write. So anyway, to end my spiel before I spiral again, after the event, I do try to write a thank you email. What I used to do in the past was, I used to leave a note like in their card box that would say like, thank you so much for having me, blah, blah, blah. And I haven't been doing that lately. I need to get back to it. I need to order like personalized cards that say like the vintage horse or whatever.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to get? I think one of those letter presses. So you could just put it on cardstock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
So you don't have to like get them printed.
With like your logo?
Yeah.
Cute.
You can just like write it on any piece of paper you have.
Send me a link when you find one.
Yeah, I haven't done
love
it yet.
That.
But didn't want to interrupt. But
no, yeah. Okay, I love that.
That's like a lazy girl idea.
About,
is that I can just like
that's
any piece of paper.
But it's also it's personalized and it's authentic. And I did I actually bought like I'm gonna call it a Yeti cup, but that's not what it is. But like oh my god, what are those called? Like it's like a Yeti cup. But it's not
those
the
like
Yeti,
tumblers.
Like tumbler, thank you.
Right, yeah.
So I got like big tall ones, like coffee ones, and then I got like wine glass ones, and I was giving those as like the guy gets really the wine,
nice.
but they got so expensive too, and then I stopped doing it, and I need to do it again because I want a keepsake for them to be able to say like the vintage horse was at my wedding, and this is the keepsake that I got from them, just something.
Yeah.
So I need to get back into it. If you know anything, someone said that they do like hats. Another one said they did shirts. Another one said they did wine glasses. I feel like it would be cute for wine glasses to do like a toast on your 1 year. And like some people do it like with their champagne glasses, but like even like a rocks glass and like a wine glass, depending on whatever. Anyway, I need to think of something. So DM me any ideas if anyone's listening.
I actually was just working on this with, I have like an office girl that comes in and helps me with the editing and some back end stuff. And so she packages my USBs for me, and like she has better handwriting. So I'll like tell her what I want to say, and then she'll write it for me on the note. But we just ordered like in bulk. That's what all these packages are.
Yeah.
Is all my USBs for the year. And I also ordered a Polaroid printer. So I can print photos from their gallery like in a Polaroid.
Cute.
And we can just do it from home. You know, I don't have to like order from somebody else and wait for it to come.
Yeah.
I have everything I need for the rest of the year, and we can do it by ourselves.
Stop.
So maybe like I know you do the Cricut stuff. So like
Yeah.
maybe you can buy stuff in bulk.
Love that.
And like
I also
do it
started
at
making
home.
wood coasters.
Ooh,
maybe
coasters
I
are a
do,
great
like-
idea for you.
Yeah, like I find my way to get my logo where I can like burn it into the coaster, and then put like their wedding date and their initials.
That's a fantastic idea.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I have all the coasters. I just thought of that because like coasters go with drinks and like
Yes.
you know, like a set of 4.
Yeah, you can personalize it with like their little initials.
Yeah, and the date of their wedding.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love
Maybe I'll do
that.
that.
I love that.
Yeah.
You could get like one of those little wood burners that are like this big
I
from
have
Michael's.
it. I have
Oh,
it.
have you
Yeah.
used it?
Well, yes, I did it for my cousin's shower, and I made coasters with their initials and their wedding date.
Okay.
And like wrapped it cute. But I want to do craft fairs this year.
Yeah.
It's like on my list. And I want to sell the coasters there.
That is a great
where
idea.
I can personalize them at the craft fair.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wanted something to personalize
That is
while I
really
was
fun.
on site.
Yeah.
So I know.
Yeah, you should. And then you'll get really good at it.
I know.
To give
and then
to your
it'll be the
clients.
clients. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I think you
maybe
should
I'll
do it.
practice this weekend and give my couple this weekend something.
I love
Anyway,
that.
so yeah, that's my like, and then I try to I add them to my newsletter, which I've been
Mm-hmm.
slacking on. So they still like hear about me and things like that. Most usually follow me on Instagram, so like we'll stay in connect. You know, they'll like some of my stuff or whatever. But I feel like there's got to be I did for a little while try to like send them an email on their 1-year anniversary
That's nice.
and just be like, happy 1 year. Like
Yeah.
we were celebrating a year ago, you know, something small.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that again.
I love that. Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
thinking about I want to offer anniversary sessions at like 50% off or something. Just to like stay
Love.
connected with them,
Wait,
you know?
I saw that you just did a baby session.
I did.
Was that one of your couples?
Yes. Yeah, I did their
Stop.
engagement session. I did their wedding, and then we did like a Christmas card session with their dog because their dog wasn't doing so well and then ended up passing. So it was also like a farewell session for their dog. And then now just their pregnancy announcement. Yeah.
God.
So like I've done
Yeah.
Like,
all their milestones.
literally.
Oh my God, I love that.
Literally.
Love that.
And I posted on my stories that there was like a session that I've been looking to do like forever, like a couples painting session where they're like in like white clothes and they're like working on painting something, but then there's like handprints on that. Like it's like a messy session
Yes.
where they're like working on like a thing, but like, you know, that's
Yeah.
like the vibe. It's just like they're in white clothes and then there's like paint splatter all over the place. And I posted it on my story, and she swiped up immediately and was like, please, we want to do it. And so we're doing that in November, and she's going to be like pretty pregnant. And so it's also going to be like a little maternity session.
Cute.
And the like little painting that they're going to work on is we're going to do like their handprints on it and then leave space
For the baby's feet?
for the baby's hand or in
Oh
the
my
future like
God.
any other kids that they
Yeah.
have or pets. And so it'll be like very empty, like lots of blank space, but
Yeah.
it's something that they can add to over time. It'll be
Oh
like a
my
cute
God,
take home
that is
thing.
so fun.
Yeah.
I love that. That is so
But
fun.
yeah, I think like anniversary sessions or like
Yeah.
like anniversary, I don't know, send them a something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, would be nice,
I think it's
right?
good. Yeah, I think for me, like, I've noticed that I don't get a lot of repeat wedding business. I did have like one person reach out for their baby shower, like down the road.
Oh,
But I just
that's
think
cute.
like once you go like so extravagant with a mobile bar at your wedding, like you're probably not going to reuse that again. So I feel like I need to find like other outlets on where I can
Well,
still stay connected.
yeah, except like siblings or like cousin, you know,
Right.
like
Yep.
referrals, and you
Yep,
still
down the
get to
road.
hang out
Yep.
with them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. It's like
Yeah.
photography. You can like, there's always going to be something in your life to take photos of. You can always come back.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So anyway, that is
Yeah.
our process. That is our,
Yes.
you know, start to finish and then even after. But I think having a newsletter is very important for your business. I was so good for so long, and this summer, you know, life happens.
Yeah.
And I think with the fall, I'm really going to get back into it because I'm going to be doing more. I do want to do some markets in the fall with the trailer too, and do like hot cocoa, apple cider. I did one 2 years ago, and I loved it. This year I didn't. I don't think I'm going to do the holiday photos this year. It just, I don't know. It's a meh for me. Like I loved it and it was fun, but like, I don't know, I'm not passionate about it anymore. So I'm probably going to take a year off of that. And I think I'm going to fill those with maybe doing some type of market where I can show the trailer, show the business, do like a winter vibe.
Yeah.
And kind of go from there and sell like mocktails and stuff.
I think that makes sense
Yeah.
because, I mean, you're probably not getting like kids' birthday parties and things like that. So,
Well,
do you?
I just got a first birthday last weekend and I wasn't there. I
Oh,
was
I
at
saw
another
that.
event. It was actually, I was in Massachusetts. It was the most wild first birthday I have ever seen.
Really?
It was crazy. My girls were sending me pictures. She's like, the bounce house just showed up and the like soft play just showed up. And my other bartender goes, and the petting zoo just showed up and they decorated it
Wow.
awesome. Like it was just, they went above and beyond, and it was
Wow.
her first birthday and her son's name was Thor. So they did a Thor theme. It was
cute.
really cool. So anyway, yeah, to answer your yes, we do get
Okay.
first birthdays,
All
or
Mhm.
I did like a third birthday last month. So we definitely get birthday parties, not as much as like a wedding and 40th, 50th, things like that. But we do get some of the kid ones because we do fun mocktails and things.
Yeah,
And
right.
it is made for the adults too. So all the above. But anyway, so that's my season. But I think a newsletter is just another way to stay in the front, like for, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like the front end of a client's. And even clients who didn't book my services are on my newsletter. And, you know, maybe they didn't book me for that time, but maybe they'll book me for a future event, like a birthday party or something.
Yeah.
So I like to just, you know, be in the know. And when someone's like, oh, I need a mobile bar, they're like, oh, the Vitator's just emailed me. I have her email address. Here you go, kind of thing.
It's a good idea. It's a good point.
I use Flowdesk. I really like it. It's very user friendly. I do have like a higher end of subscribers, I guess you could say. So I have like 3,000 emails on my thing. So once you get over a certain amount, it becomes more expensive, but it's just so user friendly. Like you can see the analytics, you can see how many people opened it, what they clicked on, like, and then what they clicked on from there. So like if they clicked on my website and then they also clicked on the drink, and then this was from my amazing coach, I also started a blog. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. But I use my Flowdesk newsletter email as my blog post too.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not doing triple the work.
Right.
I'm just kind of like adding here and there because the blogs are the ones where you're going to be higher in Google and SEO.
I know. When I did my website over the winter, I used ChatGPT and I wrote like 10 blog posts, and
Yeah.
I haven't. They're just in my Google Drive.
But that's okay. You have them.
Yeah.
They're there. I have
That's
to
true.
say, like, do you still use Wix?
No, I'm on Show It now.
Show it. Okay. Wix does have a really easy platform to just copy and paste your blog post into there. And it actually helps you. It will like say like you should use these or like fix your SEO here. And it like shows you tools to help you fix your SEO.
Okay.
I'm pretty tech savvy, or I think I am at least. So if I have time to like dive into something,
Yeah.
like I can do it. But yeah, anyway, so I put 2 out. I was really proud of myself. And no, I put 3 out actually, because I had 3 different cocktails on my one newsletter. And I just went into detail of like explaining the cocktail in each blog post. So it was just cocktail
like that.
recipes. It was like summer sips.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was fun. So now I'll do fall something. I need another
Yeah,
F
that's
word.
crazy. Is that like I've been booking all these phone calls with couples for like their October weddings.
I know.
Now it's like
Crazy. We're here.
we're only like 2 months away from September, or 2 weeks away from September.
I have 4
What?
weekends where I have 2 weddings
I've
each weekend.
I
Yeah.
feel like this whole time on this podcast this whole year has just been like we're getting ready for busy season, we're getting ready for busy season, and now it's like almost over.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We have 2 months left.
I know.
What do you have going on in November?
I actually have a wedding, which not with the trailer. It's indoor. It's like at a bar at the venue. And I'm hoping to do some fall like pop-up markets or something. I need to start doing research on like that because I'm sure they're going to start getting their vendors in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you know any, let me know. But
Okay.
other than that, nothing. November is going to be, because I am also going to promote more holiday parties this year.
They'll
Since
come,
we
yeah.
do have the folding bars that we can do inside, and they're easier for me to carry this year. My last ones were so hard to carry. So yeah, so we have that, and then nothing after.
That's really nice.
Well, I'm gonna plan this workshop.
Yeah, it's true.
Conference. I don't know what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
Workshop, conference, something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I only have 2 weddings in November
Yeah. What do you have going on
so far.
Just
That's
two
it.
weddings?
Yeah, 2 weddings in November, and
Are
then
you traveling?
yeah, we usually go away after Thanksgiving. Our anniversary's around then, so we usually go away then. But last year I had so many galleries to edit that I was editing the entirety of November, and I wasn't shooting much of anything.
Yeah.
But like my galleries weren't done until Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I remember that. You were like really nervous about going away.
Right, because I wasn't done.
'Cause you weren't done.
Yeah, that's gonna happen again this year, but it's fine. But that's fine. That's why I have office help.
Yep.
And yeah, that's why my galleries are actually doing pretty well right now. But
Good.
anyway.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
I wonder what number episode this is.
I think it's like 40. Actually, I think it might be 40.
All right. At 50, we need to like do something.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll look it up.
Thanks for tuning in today. We are super excited to be back in person.
Yeah.
I think now that my schedule is easing with the kids a little bit, we're going to be a lot more in person. And I feel like those and not that Zoom was not a great
It's
plan
not
B.
the same.
Not the same.
This is episode 40. Hey guys.
Cheers. Episode 4. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy that we are 40 episodes in.
40
and we're
episodes.
Still enjoying it.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Is when did we start?
That's
February
80
last year or
weeks.
February the year before? February the year before.
The year before, because we had our 1 year.
Wow. So we're like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we have committed to every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was like 1 week where we put it out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But other than that, like you have been so good. Megan puts them out.
Aw.
I give her all the credit.
Well, you come up with all the ideas, so.
Not all of them.
Most.
Come up with them together. We're a duo. We're a good team.
Yeah.
Where I lack, Megan picks up, and vice versa. But no, anyway, thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
If you love our podcast, please leave us a review. We
Reviews
would
are
love some
important.
reviews. Again, it helps our SEO go up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that's it for today. Do you have anything else to add?
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see you in 2 weeks.
Cheers.